Hey everybody, Dr. Greco here. Listen, if you missed last night's scripture study, make sure you get on the YouTube channel and check it out. Go to our archives, address is below, and also in the there's a link there below on the page here. So check that out. Also, do me a favor, go check out our podcast, like and share everything. It just helps us get the word out. Last night as we went through this whole chapter, we got to verse 5, and I'll tell you, verse 5 is this beautiful and important thing that I feel like we, as leaders, as ministers, as Christians, need reminded. We all need to know this ourselves, and we need to be sharing this with other people. Okay? And here's what he says, therefore. Okay? He goes through this and he says, I want you to look at the world through my eyes. And he says, therefore the wicked will not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. And when you talk about the wicked here, he's saying, look at the world. Look what I've done. Look what I can do. Look at things through my eyes. And then he says, but when you look at the wicked, don't forget. Okay? They're not going to win. He reminds us that right now the world doesn't look the way we think it should. See, the lie of the devil is because the world is evil, then God isn't all-powerful. And God reminds us not to believe that lie. Okay? He says, remember, our vision, our Christian worldview says that in the end, God's going to fix things. In the end, at the second coming, God's going to judge evil. And our eyes have to be on that promise and that understanding, because in the meantime, there are people who are struggling, people who are difficult, people who do the wrong thing, you and I included, who God still wants to redeem, restore, and who he has a plan for. Okay? So what he says here is, you're going to look at the world through my eyes, and what you're going to realize, the minute you take a Christian worldview, you're going to realize, man, the world isn't how it's supposed to be. The more Jesus I try to apply, the more I see that the world is broken. That's right. God says, but don't let that brokenness point you away from God. Don't let it cause you to put your own glasses on. But help it remind you that the world needs God even more. Okay? It's an astute reminder, because as we move through the Psalms, as we read the entire Scripture, as we move through life as a Christian or as a leader or both, okay, it's hard sometimes to see the brokenness around us. But that brokenness should remind us that God's working, God has a plan, and it should help us keep our eyes, our worldview fixed on him. Okay? Great study. If you missed last night's, go back and check it out, and we'll see you tomorrow for one more Ministry in a Minute.